to remember, please note it down. Clear? Keep on telling me, is clear or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Joseph Priestley. The question have been asked from this statement as well. Joseph Priestley was the scientist. He said that foul air means impure air. Plants have capability of converting foul air into the fresh air, right? So this statement was given by Joseph Priestley. For foul air, he used the term dephlogiston, and for pure air, he used the term for foul air, he used the term phlogiston, right? Let me write it down more clearly so that you will understand after the class as well. Foul air means for the foul air means impure air, he used a term phlogiston. PHLOISTO, and the pure air, that is a dephlogiston. Right. So plant have capability of converting phlogiston into dephlogiston. He did experiment in the mint plant, right? So the question was in the medical examination, what is dephlogiston, right? Dephlogiston. So dephlogiston was carbon dioxide. But who told that foul air means carbon dioxide and pure air means oxygen? There was another scientist, his name was Lavoisier. Lavoisier, please note it down. So this is a statement in your notebook. Please note down. Joseph Priestley, else you will forget it. Joseph Priestley explained that plant have capability to convert foul air into pure air. Full stop. For foul air, he used the term for foul air, he used the term phlogiston, and for pure air, use the term dephlogiston. Full stop. Next point. Lavoisier was the scientist who explained that phlogiston is carbon dioxide. And dephlogiston is oxygen. the name of the next scientist, which is important for our NEET examination, is Von Mayer, right? Von Mayer. So note down the statement of the Von Mayer. Von Mayer said that green plant can convert solar energy into chemical energy by the process of photosynthesis, right? So this statement or this concept was given by scientist Von Mayer. You have to remember the scientist of these scientists in this chapter. I won't say that you have to remember the scientists in every chapter, but when I say, then it's important. So for this chapter, scientists and their statement is important. Even Von Mayer's statement have been asked. Look, phlogiston asked. Von Mayer asked, what is the phlogiston? This question have been asked. The statement of the Von Mayer have been asked. Rubin and Cameron, right? So what the Reuben and Cameron? This question I've been asked. Reuben and Hasid and Kamen. There are three scientists. Reuben, Hasid, and Kamen. They said that oxygen comes from the H2O, not from the CO2. And he used the heavy water isotope O18 for this one. Please note it down. Reuben, next statement, please note it down. Reuben, R-U-B-N, Reuben, Hasid, and Kamen. Reuben, Hasid, and Kamen explained that oxygen comes from water, not from CO2. Full stop. To prove this experiment, he utilized heavy isotope of oxygen. To prove this experiment, he utilized heavy isotope of oxygen, O18. We will study this cycle in detail, Calvin cycle. So till the time, Calvin cycle is a cycle that pathway of the carbon dioxide fixation. Calvin cycle is also known as the C3 cycle, right? Calvin got the Nobel Prize for this one, and he explained the process of fixation of carbon dioxide into food, and this experiment was done with the help of carbon 14. Please note it down. That's better. The process of fixation of CO2 into food was done by Calvin. Full stop.
Sir, can you repeat, please?
Yeah, sure. The process of fixation of CO2 into food was explained by Calvin. Let's stop. To explain this process, he utilized carbon 14. which is to explain this process. He utilized carbon 14, which is a heavy isotope of, that's not heavy isotope, which is a radioactive isotope of, that is important. O18 is a heavy isotope, C14 is radioactive isotope, which is a radioactive isotope of carbon. Full stop. After him, the cycle is known as Kelvin cycle. After him, the cycle is known as Kelvin cycle or C3 cycle. Kelvin cycle or C3 cycle. Kelvin got the Nobel Prize for same. Now these are the theory. I will explain this theory. Hill and Bandel, they propose the Z scheme. Peter Michel. So Peter Michel, he given the chemoosmotic theory of ATP synthesis, right? How the ATP formation takes place in this process. That theory is called chemoosmotic theory. I will explain this theory in detail. Hatch and Slag given C4 pathway. I will explain C4 pathway. The visible spectrum is from 390 to 760 nanometer or 3900 angstrom to 7600 angstrom. So what is a PR? Photosynthetically active radiation, PR. Note it down, PR. PAR is photosynthetically active radiation. Photosynthetically active radiation. The radiation which is responsible for photosynthesis, and its wavelength lies between 400 to 700 nanometer. Its wavelength lies between 400 to 700 nanometer. Now, from where does the photosynthesis takes place, right? So where does it take place? You will say that this part of the photosynthesis takes place in the leaves. So try to understand how does it take place. So green leaves are the place where the photosynthesis takes place normally, right? Green leaves have a special kind of the cells, and these cells are called mesophyll cells, right? Mesophyll cells. These mesophyll cells are responsible for photosynthesis, right? Now this is the question, right? This is the question. Mesophyll cells have the chloroplast. These chloroplasts are peripheral. They remains arranged in the peripheral, right? So that they can perform the photosynthesis irrespective of the direction of the light, right? If the direction, right, from anywhere, like any point of time from where the, like any point from where any direction from where the light is coming, right? So just a minute, let me tell you the anatomy as well here, because with the help of anatomy, it will become more clear. Just I will tell you the anatomy of the leaf, right? That is important. Yes, let me make you understand in better way. Look, you can see this is the anatomy of the leaf, right? Means the structure. Look, the in a structural component, you can see how does the photosynthesis takes place, right? And I told you that the stomata are, sorry, the chloroplast are the peripheral. Look, this is the upper surface, upper epidermis. So upper surface, that is a wax coated, right? Then this is the palisade mesophyll cell, right? Palisade mesophyll. These palisade mesophyll cells, you can see they have the chloroplast, right? They have chloroplast. So green color, the dot, whatever the green color dot, it is visible to you. These are the chloroplast. And what is their position? They are peripheral, right? They are peripheral. So why they are peripheral? So that this is the adaptation to receive the light from any direction, right? Then there is a spongy mesophyll. So mesophyll cell, they also have the chloroplast, right? They also have the chloroplast, and chloroplast are the peripheral, right? So basically the palisade mesophyll and a spongy mesophyll, they both have the chloroplast and both are the responsible for the photosynthesis. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
In palisade, the layer of this layer is they're completely mesophyll cells, right? So completely mesophyll cells, they contain the chloroplast and they are meant for photosynthesis, right? So food formation takes place in mesophyll cell. You can see these palisade layer, they are a bit longer and they are compact. But in the spongy parenchyma, there is a air space, right? Now we will study the anatomy of the chloroplast, right? Right on this. The chloroplast is made up of two layers, outer membrane and inner membrane. Between two membrane, there is a space that you need to understand. Between two membrane, there is a space, right? Now, look, there are these pile kind of the structure. So this pile up structure, so these structures are known as the granum. So granum is one pile, right? This part is one pile. This is called granum, right? When we talk about the all the piles, we call the grana, right? And granum, so these uh, piles of them coin-like structure, they are made up of some coin-like structure. They are called thylakoid. Try to understand. They are called thylakoid. Now, the grana are or granum or grana are, they are site for photosynthesis. Basically, try to understand. So in granum, what happened? Photolysis of water takes place. What does mean by photolysis? Photolysis means breakdown of water. So in granum, the water molecule breakdown, right? Water molecule H2O breakdown into 2H positive, 2 electron comes out and oxygen comes out, right? This complete reaction is called light reaction. Light reaction is also called Hill reaction. I will explain it later. Just try to understand. I'll explain it, right? I will dictate it in the form of text, right? Here you have to understand. In granum, the photolysis of water takes place. Photolysis means photo means light and lysis means breakdown of water, right? In presence of light, breakdown of water molecule takes place, right? This reaction, that is H2O plus 2H plus 2 electron plus oxygen, this is called light reaction. So production of oxygen takes place in light reaction. This is also called Hill reaction. And this light reaction, why is it called light reaction? Because it requires light. It cannot take place in the absence of light. It will take place in the presence of light, right? So this takes place in the daytime, right? Again, look, what is the appressed part or non-appressed part? Appressed part, the appressed part is that part which is in the contact with another thylakoid, right? So as you can see, where my hand is contact with another hand, that part is appressed part, and this external part, which is not in contact with another grana or another thylakoid, that is called non-appressed part. Look, this inner part, this part is called appressed part. This part, appressed part. Here the photosystem second is formed, and this outer part is called non-appressed part, right? Look, I have tried to show thylakoid. There are two thylakoid. These part which are in contact, they are called appressed part, and these part which are free, they are called non-appressed. In appressed cord, photosystem 2 is found. I will tell you what is photosystem 2. Photosystem 2 is found. In non-appressed part, photosystem 1 is found, right? The photolysis of water takes place in the appress part. Is that clear or not? Are you getting my statement?
Yes, sir.
Great, great. Now come to the, so these thylakoid are present in this space, and this space is filled with a gel. That gel part is called stroma. In stroma, carbon dioxide fixation takes place, and that is called dark reaction, right? But this reaction takes place in day and night both. Why we call it dark reaction? Because light is not required for this reaction. That's why this is called dark reaction. And what is photosynthesis? Photosynthesis is combination of two things. Try to understand. Photosynthesis is the process of light reaction, that is called Hell reaction, plus dark reaction, right? Light reaction, what is light reaction? Breakdown of water. And this is light dependent reaction. It is light dependent, right? And this takes place in grain, right? This takes place in grain. Dark reaction, that is carbon dioxide fixation, right? And it is light independent reaction. Light independent reaction, right? And it takes place in room. And both collectively, dark reaction and light reaction is known as photosynthesis. Tell me, guys, is it clear or not?
Yes, sir.
Please note it down this reaction, whatever I have wrote it down. Note it down in your notebook. Then I will dictate whatever I have told you in above part.
Done, sir.
Done? Okay. Please note it down. This is very important. Light reaction is also known as Hill reaction. Light reaction is also known as Hill reaction, which take place at daytime. It is light dependent reaction. It is light dependent reaction. That's why called light reaction. Full stop. In light reaction, breakage of water molecule in light reaction breakage of water molecule takes place. Breakage of water molecule take place at appressed part. Breakage of water molecule takes place at appressed part of thylakoid. So let's stop. It is called photolysis of water. Please note down this reaction. H2O is equal to 2H plus 2 electron plus oxygen. Next point. The carbon dioxide gas, is fixed at stoma. The carbon dioxide gas is fixed at stroma. Fixed at stroma. Let's stop. It do not require light. That goes on. It do not require light. That goes on day and night. That goes on day and night. This is called dark reaction. That's why called dark reaction, right? So I think hope it should be clear to both of you.
Yes,
That's
sir.
clear. Everything clear? These all are the questions which I have explained, right? Now, what are the photo system, right? So, what are the photo systems? So, there are two kind of the photo systems: PS1 and PS2. So, basically, what photo systems are? Photo systems are nothing but they are the collection of some chloroplast and some other pigment molecule, right? They are called photosystems. They are the chlorophyll and some other pigment. They are called photosystems. So PS1 and PS2, where they are found, that I will tell you. So first try to understand. So the structure of both PS1 and PS2 is same. The difference is only in composition and the wavelength of light that they receive. Okay. So look, the photosystem one is called P700. Look, every photosystem is made up of three things, two things: a reaction center and some antenna pigment molecule. The reaction center is made up of two things: a reaction center chlorophyll molecule, that is basically chlorophyll A molecule, and primary electron acceptor that will receive the electron. So this component is called reaction center. And around the reaction center, there are some antenna pigment molecules. These antenna pigment molecule receive the small wavelength or small energy from the surrounding or small wavelength. Then they capture the light or a light energy and they transfer this light energy to chlorophyll A molecule or reaction center chlorophyll. Finally, this reaction center chlorophyll, it collects the energy and breakage of water molecule takes place. Electron is ejected and that electron is taken by this, right? So this combination is called photosystem, right? Photosystems are made up of 250 to 400 pigment molecules, a single photosystem. So these photosystem one are called found non-appressed part, right? They have the more chlorophyll A molecule, and chlorophyll B and carotenoid are found in less amount. That you need to remember. They have more chlorophyll A molecule. Chlorophyll B and carotenoid are found in lesser. Photocenter is a dimer of chlorophyll A molecule. Right? What is a dimer? Means photocenter. This photocenter reaction center is made up of two chlorophyll A molecule which are P700. Right? It takes part in both cyclic and non-cyclic reactions, electron transport chain or photophosphorylation. It takes play a part in both cyclic and non-cyclic photophosphorylation. Photophosphorylation means formation of AT, right? Tell me, is it clear or not? When I say that they are found in non-appressed part, it means look, these are the thylakoids. So the part which are not in touch with another, right? Like this part, which are exposed outside. These parts, which are exposed outside. They are called, so these are the photosystem 1. So they are found in non-appressed part. Now it comes to the PS second, that is photosystem second. PS second. So these parts, these are the PS second. So where the thylakoid walls are contact with another, they are called PS second. These PS second, they are found in appressed part. They are found in appressed part, right? So where the light reaction takes place. Fine. So appressed part and non-appressed part. So photolysis of water means breaking of water molecule takes place here, right? H2O break at PS second. Fine. So the same thing explained over here. Look. Photosystem second, they are found in appressed part of thylakoid. Appressed part of thylakoid. They are made up of chlorophyll A, chlorophyll B, and carotenoid pigment. Chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B is found in equal amount. In PS1, the chlorophyll A was in more amount and chlorophyll B was in the less amount. So that is the difference, right? Then carotenoid, uh, carotenoid, carotenoid is higher in PS1. Photocenter is a dimer of chlorophyll A molecule P680, right? So photocenter is made up of P680, means it will receive 680 nanometer wavelength, right? Now, the very important thing that PS second also have oxygen evolving complex. The composition of oxygen evolving complex have been asked multiple times. And you will see encounter that kind of a question, which are the true about the PS1, which is true about the PS second or photosystem and all that, right? Oxygen evolving complex is that which help in the look. It is called OEC in salt. It is found in the PS2, near to the PS2, right? In oppressed part. It breaks down the water molecules. 2H2 break down into 4 hydrogen and oxygen plus 4 electrons. That process is done by oxygen evolving complex. It helps in the photolysis of water. Oxygen evolving complex is made up of Mn positive, manganese ion, calcium ion, and chloride ion. Tell me, is it clear or not?
Yes, sir.
Clear? So please note it down this one, this part, OEC. Start noting down. OEC is called oxygen evolving complex. Oxygen evolving complex. It is found It is found in appraised part. It is found in appraised part near to photosystem second, near to photosystem second, that is ES second. Let's stop. OEC is responsible for photolysis of water. Full stop. It is made up of manganese, calcium, and chloride ion. It is made up of manganese, calcium, and chloride ion. Fine. So that was the photosystem, right? And photosystem, I have already told you that the question that have been asked. So that they are made up of 250 to 400 molecules, right? And electron transport chain, right? Have you gone through with this one? What is the electron transport chain, etc? Do you have any idea about this one? Aisha or Rabia? This one.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now you must have the fair idea about the PS1 and PS2. Now I will tell you, this is the non-cyclic photophosphorylation. Photophosphorylation, I have written over here, that is the formation of ATP. Non-cyclic means electron will start traveling from one point and it will reach to the another point, right? So it will not come back, electron will not come back. So what you have to remember in this cycle, you have to remember only those things which I have encircled, right? Try to understand. This is the photosystem second, which is present in oppressed part. It is made up of chlorophyll P680 molecule, right? Oxygen evolving complex is present. Breakage of two water molecules will take place. One oxygen molecule will be formed. 4 hydrogen ions will be formed, and 4 electron will be formed. These electrons will be taken by the reaction center, right? Now these electrons will transfer to phytophytin. That is the part of made up of protein molecules. That phytophytin. From phytophytin they reaches to the plastoquinine. I have written the short form over here. Pho means phytophytin. From phytophytin they will reach to the plastoquinine. PQ means plastoquinine. From plastoquinine they will reach to the cytochrome B6F complex, right? Cytochrome B6F complex. When electron will pass through the cytochrome B6F complex, formation of ATP will take place. The formation of ATP is called photophosphorylation, right? So photophosphorylation means formation of ATP is taking place over here, right? Then electron will reach to the cytochrome F complex, right? Cytochrome F complex. From cytochrome F, it will reach to the plastocyanin, right? PC, plastocyanin. Why this graph is to downside? When electron will pass from one molecule, pigment molecule to another, what will happen? The energy will lose. Electron have lose its energy and reach to the P700. At the P700, again, this is also reaction center is there. It will capture the light and it will increase the energy of these electrons. These electrons will again get excited. These electrons will go to the A0, then FX, right? Then FX to FD, that is a ferredoxin. And from ferredoxin, these electrons will be finally accepted by or received by NADP plus, right? NADP plus will take the electron and it will form NADPH. Reduction will take place. So electron have started its journey from the water molecule and ended its journey to the NADPH, right? NADP plus, right? This is non-cyclic because electron started from journey from one point and it reached to the another point, right? It did not came back, right? One more thing which you need to remember, one GTP is equal to one ATP, right? One NADPH is equal to 3 ATP and one FADH is equal to 2 ATP. Go through with it and tell me. Is that clear to both of you, Rabia and Aisha?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So today we will keep it at this point only. What you have to do, you have to revise all the concept, right? All the concept. One more thing, I will start from the next class. And the next class that I will try to give you the exposure of some question, right? So that you will come to an idea, the class only, that from where the questions are, like from where the questions are being asked and what type of the question are being asked nowadays, right? The pattern is changing. A pattern changes after every 3 or 4 years, and you will get the exposure of the question as well, right? Go through with all concept of transpiration, transport in plant, mineral nutrition, then from this part of the photosynthesis. And are you solving the previous year question paper? PYQ, Aisha and Rabia, both of you.